So this look is going to be the start, or the first look of a new series that I'm going to be doing. It's going to be a subculture series. So I was inspired to do this because of how much feedback I got from doing the scene makeup one, which was a lot more tame, I suppose, compared to this one. But it's something I suppose you don't see too much of shown instructionally on YouTube, like step by step how to do it perfectly. There are a few people out there who do it, but I wanted to do it because it's something I love doing. It's a bit more artistic, and you know, it's something that I would have kind of dabbled in when I was a bit younger. So the first look I'm doing is this one, which is a Cyber Goth look. It's a glam Cyber Goth look. So I went for like a teal colour, which I adore using for these kind of looks, and threw on my septum as well, just for effect. But yeah, if you want to give any requests for this particular series, which is the Subculture series, you can leave them below this video. So it's all like alternative makeup only that I'll be doing for this. And then if you have any normal requests that like are not alternative makeup related, leave them underneath the requests video that I did there about a couple of weeks ago. I'll link to the video below as well if you want to leave any like non-alternative makeup requests there. But anyhow, yeah, this is the first one. It's like I said, a Cyber Goth. I hope you enjoy it, and watch on for the tutorial. Okay, so the first thing I want to do is change the shape of my eyebrows. So the first step was to just I just used a really cheap glue stick. It was like a couple of quid in a local arts and crafts store, and I just patted a little bit of the glue using a spatula just along the tail of my eyebrows. So my eyebrow usually normally comes down like here. Just this kind of little spatula, anything will do, even a small little knife, and then pat it over the hairs. Try not to extend it too much past the hairs. Pat it in, let it dry, and then get a heavy concealer. So I used like the Dermacolor one and just packed it on over it, so it gets rid of most of the colour, and then we can set that with powder. Then the next thing is just to get a black eyebrow pencil or some kind of dark one. The colour is kind of up to yourself, but I prefer to stay with black. And then just first of all draw in the tail, so kind of keeping with the shape of, or the angle of my actual eyebrow. So my eyebrow angles up fairly fairly dramatically, and then keep going up. Oops. And then bring it down a little bit. So it is a very harsh, pretty harsh line. And then when you're filling in the rest of the eyebrow that has hair, stay within the centre of the eyebrow. Don't kind of go along the top line and the bottom line like you would if it was more of a natural look. And then just fill it in. So you're going to have this dark eyebrow shape. Okay, so another option for the eyebrows would also be to match them to whatever colour eyeshadow you're going to use. So to do that, you can use like a coloured lip liner or whatever. Look to my my scene inspired makeup video, because I show how to get coloured eyebrows in that one. So then the next step is to choose whatever colour you're going to use around the eyes. I'm going to go for kind of a teal colour, I think. So I'm just going to use this blue Barry M eye crayon, and I'm just going to draw it around the eye. I'm just using a stiff shader brush then, just to blend out the edges and pull it up. So this is more just going to be a base for the colour I'm putting on, so it comes out fairly vibrant. The colours I'm going to use are from the Manly 24 colour palette. I'm going to use this light white one for the brow bone. It's just the colour Ice, and then the sapphire blue, which is this kind of teal blue, to go all around the rest of the eye. So I'll start off with the Ice and just pack that on over over the brow bone. I'm just going to use an angled shader brush. I don't think it's too important. But press it on, considering you have that concealer on over the hairs underneath. Okay, so I extended the eyeshadow out fairly far in a wing, and I used a really heavily pigmented eyeshadow, and that's the best thing to do. You want this to be really punchy. And then next what I'm going to do is get my thinnest eyeliner brush. This is actually another art one. It's a bit thinner than the one I normally use, which is my System 3 Della Rowney. It's, I don't know what the company is. It just says Zero Mark Sablon, so maybe Sablon is the name of the company. It's very similar to the MAC 210. So just a really thinly nibbed eyeliner brush. And then I'm going to use Fluid Line. And first thing I'm going to do is just draw it into the waterline, just to give me a guide as to where to put the next bit. Then I just get the eyeliner and pretty much pull it straight up from where your waterline angle is. Tiny bit curved up at the end, so it's not just straight out. And I think it's important to use a thin brush because you want these lines as fine as possible. Okay, next start drawing in shapes with thin lines that kind of mirror or just match the design of your eye. But underneath the colouring, you'll see why in a sec. A little bit with some black matte eyeshadow and an angle brush, and then I'm going to add mascara as well and come back and add on false lashes afterwards. Actually, quickly before I add any lashes, I want to apply some glue, so some glitter, because glitter is always kind of good at these more extreme Cyber Goth looks. So I'm using Ben Nye's glitter glue rather than use the brush, which can sometimes apply too much. I'm just going to apply some onto a bit of a Q-tip, or a bit onto a Q-tip, and then just kind of dab it along. Dab it along my eye. Now, I'm not necessarily advising that you use this glitter glue. Just use something that's appropriate for the eye area. I don't think this one is actually suggested for the eye area, but I've used it and it's fine on me. So, you know, use it at your own discretion. And I'm just patting it along where I want it. Patting it rather than rubbing because I don't want to disturb the colour that's underneath. And then let it go tacky for a second. I'm going to use MAC's Reflex Blue. It's a pro product glitter, so it's a white glitter that reflects blue. And I'm going to use the brush that I used to blend out the initial pencil, because it'll stick to the brush and it won't go everywhere. And just pat it along where I left the glue. So if you can't see it now properly on the camera, you'll definitely see it in the photographs afterwards. I'm going to try not get too much glitter on the rest of my face. So I'm just tapping on off the brush before I apply it. Stargazer Lashes to use for this look. So they're these ones here that have some kind of tinsely stuff going through them, silver tinsel, so they're perfect for this kind of look. And then just be careful when you're getting any of these kind of lashes out from the box. Pull them down with, you know, your fingers from the actual body rather than ripping them off, because you're liable to actually break the lashes if you rip them off. A lot of the times you'll find that there's too much glue adhering them to the pack, so just be careful, and you don't want them to lose the shape either. Ooh, this one has loads of glue in it, so okay, so I have the lashes on, and I'm not gonna lie, they were tricky little feckers to apply, so you know, you probably will need to practice a bit, especially since I'd no black liner over them. So when you're doing that and working against a kind of a clean lash line, you have to get them as close as possible to the lashes so you don't see a gap in between, and not kind of overdo it too much with the glue, because I'm not using black liner over the eyes, and which means I wouldn't be using black liner over the glue to disguise it, if you know what I mean. So once your lashes are on, again, these are completely you know, personal preference. You don't have to use these lashes. They're definitely more of the glam going out look. If you have very small eyes or very small lid space, you mightn't be able to see too much of it behind it, so it's up to yourself. I just love how they look. So I'm just going to finish my skin now, matte it all down, add a tiny bit of contour, and do the lips, and I'll just be back with the final look in a sec to show you how I finish it. And there you have it, guys, that's the finished look. So I stuck in my septum just kind of for effect. Definitely suits this look. I haven't worn it in like ages, well over a year. I just kind of pull it out for party tricks, especially if people don't know that I have it pierced. And then I just added some diamantes onto my forehead. You can add them wherever you want. I actually just added them over, I have two tiny wee scars where I actually used to have this pierced as well. And I had a few surface piercings on my face, and I actually really liked how it looked, but their surface piercings are a nightmare to keep. So I just added them there. Sometimes it's nice if you add a few like black ones up along the top or whatever, but this is my version anyhow of Cyber Goth, like pretty glam Cyber Goth look. The lashes I love, and I just used the aptly named actually Subculture by MAC lip liner on my lips with Gosh's Darling lipstick over it, just to keep them completely flat. And I added just a little bit of plain contour in the cheeks because I don't add any colour to the cheeks. So yeah, there's my Subculture, my first Subculture series look, which is the Cyber Goth. So I hope you liked it, guys, and I'll see you really soon for another video. Talk to you later, guys.